Welcome to the life of Pylia. It's Pylia, and today we're going to talk about how to blog. Now, I should preface this with, I've only been blogging for a few months, but as I have been blogging, I have gotten better at my blogging skills, my photo taking skills, my putting crap together skills. So really, I think it's just something that I think a lot of times when people want to start blogging, they just want to like start off and get involved with some of the larger brands. And while maybe that is a worthwhile pursuit for you, I mean, I would really encourage you to focus on some of these smaller, like everyone that I blog for is not like a big brand in Second Life. I mean, some of them are well known, but they're not necessarily something you see on like the Access L or something like that. And that's not to take anything away from them because they still do make quality products. But so I would just encourage you to, like, as you're starting to learn how to blog, find places that you enjoy what they're making and blog for them. Fill in your things. So let's talk about how you set up to be a blogger. First thing that you're going to need is a Flickr account. Let me pull up my Flickr here. So this is my Flickr. You can just go to flickr.com and set up an account, and that's what you can do. Now they have recently changed their rules to where they don't allow like some restricted photography or nudity or anything like that for free accounts. So then what you want to do is you want to join groups, because you need a place to share your photos to. So you can just come up here into the search and type Second Life and then go to search groups, and it's going to give you all kinds of results. And just find some Second Life blogging groups. I would join at least 30 of them. Certainly the more the merrier. You're not going to run out of them. The more you join, the more groups. I mean, you're only going to be able, as a free account, you're only able to add to like 30 groups at a time anyway. So if you're going to be blogging multiple things a day, which you might do, then I would recommend joining more than 30. That way you have a variety. And also, the more people you have viewing your stuff, the more people are going to get you. So join a bunch of groups. If you think you have enough groups, join 20 more groups. Once you've done that, you also need to find people. So now that you have your groups, you want to go in and look at groups, and then go look at their photos. Look at the photos, pick out photos that you like, star them. Maybe you want to follow that person. Maybe you like Elvaz McPherson's photo, so you follow her. Do that. It seems to me like the consistent turnaround is about half of the people who you follow are going to follow you back. Just keep that in mind. For the longest time, I was like really stingy with my follows. Then once I decided, I kind of do want to pursue this blogging, I got like I'm a follow. Folks, I like your picture even a little bit. There's one thing about it. I'm going to like it and I'm going to follow you. And the other thing that you can get that happens when you do follow people is that you are giving yourself an opportunity to learn something from what they're doing. So that's the thing you want to do. You want to join a bunch of groups and you want to follow people, and you need to do that. Most places are going to want you to have around 1,000 followers. I think I started blogging when I had like maybe less than 1,000, maybe like 600 or 700, but you just got to keep going. All right. So once you've reached that point, you need to find someone to blog for. So how can you do that? So you might have heard other people mention in streams Blogatex. And Blogatex is a really handy dandy site that Second Life creators go to. They sign up because they want people to blog, and they can submit products for people to blog. And if you get hired by one of these creators to blog for them, you have like a limit of how many items you can get, and that varies per store. They set up rules for how you need to present their things, their items, and not necessarily like how you need to style it, but like if it's in an event, you want to be sure that you're putting the event and everything in there. So let's go to a store, trying to think where I know. Oh, I know, give me a second. All right, so now we are at the Style Loft and J.R. Wolf Creations. I had to put my little jacket on because I forgot my booty's hanging out of these shorts. Another thing to keep in mind is that none of this, I don't feel like, None of this is personal. I think it has to do with your aesthetic. You know, I blogged for one store. It was the first place that I got that accepted me as a blogger, actually. And I think that they just accepted me because they were like desperate for bloggers. And like a lot of their stuff was real revealing. And I don't mind that, but like I don't know how to present that in a way necessarily without like covering things up. And so, or like making them, I don't know. I just feel like some of my stuff they didn't like. And so they ended up like firing me just because our aesthetic was different. And that's okay. Like no one's ugly about it. They shouldn't be ugly about it, but you know, that's okay. So you're just gonna look for an access point, and typically they don't look like this. Typically it's just a big sign that says Blogotex on it. So you just click on that, and then you get this little pop-up window, and it gives you a URL to go to, and then you want to go to that in your browser. Once you're there in your browser, it's gonna ask you to, it gives you a list of questions. Like, where can we see your work? So for me, since I have my own separate blog, I have that there. I have the URL for a Flickr. I have the YouTube channel. And then they'll ask you some questions sometimes. I would really encourage you to answer these questions seriously. I think some easy mistakes is that maybe people apply for too much. I've definitely done that. So today I have an outfit that I got from Berlancia, and it is this one right here, the Daisy outfit. So I thought we would take a photo in that. This is gonna be available at the Anithium event from July 13th through the 30th. So I'm gonna take a photo in that, and then we're going to get it all posted. So let's head back into Second Life. So the first thing that I typically do is I'm gonna have to do it a little differently this go round, is that I will unpack the item. And I think I've already done that. Let me just check. Yes, I have already done that. So I'm gonna I have my e-body on right now, so I'm gonna just keep with my e-body. Or, you know, it is the Anithium event, and they do have it for squeezed. So maybe I should do it for squeezed. All right, so I'll be back in just 1 second. I'm not gonna play around with anything yet, but obviously I'm gonna have to change my body, so I'll be back. All right, so I have my Cooper body on. This actually works with the squeezed corset, not just the plain squeezed top. I was looking at it, and I think it's cute, except for I don't think it's gonna look better, like good with larger breast sizes. I don't know, maybe if we just do it straight on, it'll be all right. But once you start getting over here, I think it doesn't look quite as nice. So I tried to adjust my breast to a smaller, Second Life is so weird sometimes, to a smaller size, just for the photo. But I don't know, we might try it without being squeezed anything. I think that might make me happier. All right, I'll be back again. Okay, so I think this is better, and I could even make, I don't know, do y'all do this? Do y'all like play with your shape all the time too? Give myself a little cleavage there. I don't like a lot of breast buoyancy typically, but for this I think we'll be okay. Looks like I do have some of that there, and probably have an alpha that'll fix that. Or maybe it's not gonna matter so much for our photo. We'll deal with that when we get to it. All right, so I have the outfit on. So I think it's kind of cute, right? So what kind of has this nice little, it looks like leather, and then has like this lace thing up the side. Really cute. I do like some leggings. Let me take off these shoes. Let's see what colors it comes in. Oh, so there's 3 different HUDs. There's going to be a pants HUD, there is a lace HUD, and then a top HUD. So this is, I just pick a color to see which one it is. So that's that right there. So I feel like are we getting kind of like still had the maze thighs on. Getting kind of rockabilly vibes from this almost. So I think we should leave that like that. I could very well change it 6 or 7 times. All right, so we got that done. Oh, but do I want to be maybe a forest? It's summertime though. I don't want to be a forest green. What's this? What's this yellow? Oh, I like that color. I just want my pictures always to stand out a little bit, you know? So maybe I'll do this and then brown lace, or is that no good? Do I want my top to match the lace? Is no one gonna care about that but me? What's this pink? And then like this lace. I feel like this is kind of soft. I don't know. I'm gonna click through these colors and find a color thing I like, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go with that. I might play around with the lace a little bit more, but I'm definitely gonna go with those colors, unless I change my mind depending on where we end up taking our photo. I'm gonna finish doing my styling and probably pick out some jewelry and maybe some nails and maybe switch out my hair, and then I'll be back with you and we'll go from there. Okay, so I feel like we have that all together. I don't know what's gonna happen. I just know, like, once I pick a color theme, I kind of just run with it. And sometimes I feel like I just am throwing on whatever crap I can find that'll fit within that theme. So now I'm gonna decide where I'm gonna go. And so I just go over to the destination guide. I just kind of scroll through. So I definitely wanna be sure it's someplace I can do photos. So that's something to keep in mind. I also like going to like editor's picks. I know I've talked lots of times in the past about using the destination guide. So I have that sword, so I kind of want to go someplace a little crazy, but not too crazy. We were at Joyful the last week. I don't want to go back there. I do. I had a good time there, but I just don't think I'm going to get the picture I want there. So let's go over, there's our specific photography places. So let's check those out. Ooh, the Wasteland's always good. I want some place that's kind of like a city. Ooh, the Shambles. I don't think I've been there. Let's check out the Shambles. Okay, and so I would always encourage you to use the place's region settings, at least when you're picking out your spot. So I have my draw distance turned down right now, just because I want to give it a little bit. I don't want to have to do more than what I need. So already I can tell you I like this place. And it's cool, like the break coming up there. That's neat. So we have this sword. At least y'all are used to me doing crazy things and just ending up places. All right, so we got to find, so let's go on. So at least I don't look too crazy walking around. So this is a cute little spot. Oh, can we just sit here? Yes, we can. Stand up in here now. I feel like finding where I'm gonna take my photos is like probably takes just as much time, if not more. So I don't really need to worry. One thing you should be mindful of when you're blogging is that you want to be sure that you're showing off what you're blogging well. So I don't really want to sit down with this. And I don't care if you can see my shoes. So that's not something that bothers me. But I kind of like this back here. And you know, I'm always willing to get rid of stuff if I need to, if it's not working for what I'm trying to do. My heart is not set on anything. Okay, so I'm gonna go here. So I'm in this, right? I guess I could de-render it. All right, so now we're going to, I need a pose, don't I? So let's go back into our inventory. I like something like this, but not for, well, I don't know. Let's see what we can do with the poser. This is like one of my favorite features of Black Dragon, the poser. We're gonna get rid of the katana. We're gonna leave it just like this. Let's go back into our inventory and see what other ones we can find. Because sometimes you can commit, but sometimes you can be like, is it worth this to commit to like that? I don't necessarily think it always is. Sometimes you gotta be good with just being good. I do see that it looks like there's some, all right, so I feel like that's cute. So we're just gonna leave that. From here, now it's kind of dark, I feel like. I wanna go ahead and I just do this for myself. I kind of just go in and take a photo because I want to see what adjustments I need to make. Even though I can see it like this, I feel like it's kind of easier just to do it this way. So I'll go in and just kind of do some adjustments. I'm just going to kind of move some of the lights around a little bit if I'm able to, and then get this photo taken. And then I'm going to go to bed. And so tomorrow I'll finish the rest of this video. So we're back. Obviously this is a few days later. I had to go to bed that night, picking back up where we left off. We took our photo. So then I pull up the photo. I always save the photo. Well, let me just pull it up here. When I'm taking a photo, let's start with that. And I think this probably isn't new to you at all if you have taken photos in Second Life before. I always do save to disk. I always change to like 5000 by 2940, and then I save it to wherever I would choose to save it on my computer. Once I have the image saved, then I will pull it up on my computer. So this is the first photo that I took. So when I look at it, I look at the things that I like about it. And then the first thing that I went in and I did was I just kind of edited the photo. So I didn't want it to be so wide because I want the focus to be my outfit. And so I kind of just shrunk it down a little bit here. This is just in the photo editor in Windows. And then what else did I do? I think maybe I repositioned it a little bit. I feel like it's best to have yourself a little bit off center. Maybe you tilt it a little bit using this, just to kind of give it a little bit of interest. And then you can leave that alone. And then I always save those as a copy, and we'll just call this that. So then we're going to bring up the copy we just saved, and we're going to do some additional edits on this. Typically what you might want to do is open this up in a regular photo editor like GIMP or like Photoshop, and maybe smooth some things out. You could do that. And that is what I ended up doing with the final version that I posted. Just a little bit, like some shading around the elbows because I thought those looked kind of wonky. But other than that, I just really kind of did some softening around like the hands and the arms to give them a little bit more dimension. And then the photo editor in Microsoft, if you go to adjustments, it has just some things you can kind of play around with. So you can make the photo a little bit brighter, maybe give it a little bit more exposure, and you can just kind of play with them to see what's going to give you the image that you want. Now, things that I like to be mindful for with this are, I don't like things to be too bright to end up looking washed out. I think that contrast is really interesting. I also want to be mindful of when I'm changing the saturation of the photo that I don't turn it up too high, because now this is like not even the same green that the item is. And I don't want to poorly represent this place. I don't want anyone to buy this outfit because of my photo where it says brighter green. So I just kind of play with things a little bit. Shadow's another one that I like to play with a lot. Sometimes I want more. Want a little bit less shadow in this one, I think. Maybe let's do the highlights like that, do a little contrast, and see, it just changes the photo and makes it look a little bit different. So then you would just save this. Once you have your saved photo, you want to log into your Blogatex. And before you do that, you want to go to like your Flickr where we were before. And you want to upload your photo. So to upload your photo, you're gonna just pick it. Let's just grab one here, do this one. And you're gonna, whatever you decide to title it. So I'll just title this some hearts or something. And then you put in the description. Now I will also use Blogatex because a lot of times, like let's find that outfit from Berlancia. This is what inside of Berlancia looks like, by the way. A lot of times if you click on your thing in there, it'll give you all of that information that you need. I find that to be really helpful because that way, even though I do have a spot in my inventory where I save all of my blogger stuff and I have a landmark and I have like note cards and stuff for them there, that way I can have this here. And then I just use like the sticky notes on my computer and create what I want my words to be. Let's go look at what I put up here because I did already post this photo. So I called this Green Means Go. And then I did the information that was provided to me. I just put that in the description and that's it. Like that's all you got to do. And then you can go about posting it. I post it in my Flickr. I also post them Life of Pylia page as well as my Facebook Life of Pylia or Pylia Hammerthal personal page. The final step that you do is in Blogatex. Once you've posted the photo, you need to go to posts and you go and you select the item that you blogged out of the list. It will be not like these are all grayed out. It won't be graded out if you haven't blogged it. As a matter of fact, I think I have an example. Let me look at this one. Yeah, so like these ones are not grayed out. You just select the appropriate outfit. Oops. And then you just post the links to where you posted it right there. If you have anything additional that you'd like to say to the creator, then you just hit submit. Well, then you type it in this, then you type that in this text box and then you press the submit button. And then down here underneath it, it'll have any of your, it'll say that it's waiting first. And then once they approve it, you get a note card in game to let them know that it was approved. So that's pretty much just the process of being a blogger. So I would certainly encourage you, if it's something that you're interested in, maybe try it for a store or two that you really like, just to give it a shot. It can definitely be part of your Second Life experience. And you know, you get some free stuff along the way, you give them some exposure. That's how you blog in Second Life. Shout out to Kendra from the Kendra Project, because I got most of my information from watching her videos about blogging, and they're very informative and helpful. Yeah, so thank you very much for posting those, Kendra. I hope I did you proud. Thank you again so much for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are a blogger or you have any other blogging tips that you'd like to pass on, please feel free to post them so that we can all learn from your experience. And I'll see you next time.